Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead and time for supper. So if you remember at the Amish Not Amish store, I bought some of the pierogies and I said I don't know what I'm going to make with them, but I'll figure something out. Well, I'm making something with them tonight. So while I'm waiting for my water to boil, I'm going to get a couple things prepped up. I'm going to chop up an onion. Now the video I watched showed it being slices. Then the directions say that they're coarsely chopped. So I'm going to do slices. And the winner is slices. But what I'm going to do instead of doing, there's a bad spot. What I'm going to do instead of, you know, like doing big slices, is I'm going to do like the half slice. Because I don't want the slices to be too big. And then maybe I'll chop that in half. Do a couple of, but not real small dices, you know what I mean? Boy, this onion's a strong one. Oof. It's gonna be a strong one. Alright. So now we have our onion chopped. And I was trying to think about what to do for a side dish, and I think basically I'm just going to have maybe some cottage cheese or something with it. Not sure yet. Maybe I'll have a veggie. But we shall see. Now the next thing we need is kielbasa. I always love how it says opens here. And this one actually did. Now we're going to make the coins out of the kielbasa. I was thinking, you know, a vegetable fried in with this might actually be pretty good. I'm not sure though. You know how you think about what you would do to add to it to make it taste this or that or whatever. And yeah, I might add something to it. I don't know. Never know till we do it. So I was thinking next week, I bought that 16 pack of hamburgers, which I don't usually have, and I told Tom, I said, maybe we should do a week of different things we can do with frozen hamburgers. That might be kind of good. So I'm looking into it because I haven't decided what I'm doing next week yet. Alright. My water is boiling. We'll let that come back up to a boil, and then we'll time it for 3 minutes. Alright, so I let them boil for 3 minutes. It did ask for mini pierogies, which I don't have the mini. I have the regular size ones. So we're just going to make it work. Now the first thing we're going to do is drop in that kielbasa with a little bit of butter. And we want them to get a little brown. But I'm going to do mine differently than they asked to do it. I'm going to add my onions in there at the same time. And let them brown up as well. It calls for more butter, but I want them to get brown. And I have decided I'm going to add a vegetable to it too. So it's going to be different completely because well, I'm cooking it differently than they say, and I've got, you know, bigger pierogies, and also I'm going to add a vegetable to it, so it's almost like a one-pan meal, except for boiling the pierogies, of course. And I'm going to add salt and pepper, which I don't think it asks for, but I'm going to do it. Because, well, it's my dish. And I think that, honestly, recipes are nothing more than a roadmap. That's it. You take it where you want to go, the directions that you want to give it. It's like your GPS when it doesn't know what it's saying. Alright, so I'm going to let this cook a little bit and then I'll be back. Okay, so now that it's about halfway through, I'm going to put about half the bag of peas in there because they are frozen. Because, you know, I didn't make up my mind until later. So we want to get those peas thawed out, too. I just thought peas sounded good with it. And it really does make it more of a complete meal, too, I think. You guys don't want to add veggies to it? You don't have to. Alright, now I'm going to put that little bit more of butter in there. It asks for altogether like 6 or 7 teaspoons or tablespoons of butter. But I'm going to add mine at different increments because I'm doing it differently. But I think if nothing more, it's going to be a very colorful dish. Which I like that. I could have almost added that whole bag of peas, you know. And, you know something, if you're trying to save money and make your dinners stretch, there's nothing wrong with adding more stuff to something. I'm going to add the rest of those peas. There wasn't that many anyway. It was just like a 12-ounce package. You know, whatever you can do to stretch that dollar out and give your family a good meal, that's all that counts. And I think the peas look really pretty in there. Alright, so I'm going to let those cook and get done, and then we'll be back for the next step. Alright, so I put that last pat of butter in there, and now I'm going to put all those pierogies in it. We're going to get those separated. The only way I've ever ate pierogies is I put them in the oven and sprayed them with oil. That's the only way I've ever had them. Tom has never had a pierogi, so this should be a new adventure for him too. He's like, when I bought it, what's a pierogi? I hadn't tried it till a guy that I dated, he says, I really like pierogies. And I go, well, what are they? And actually now my kids like them too. And we have a church down here. I'm not sure what time of year they do them. But they sell pierogies and they'll bring them right out to your car. And they're homemade. I don't know if it's a church. It's a Polish something. And I think it's pretty cool. I've never went there, but I've heard they make really good pierogies. So what I'm going to do is let that butter melt and get everything coated really, really well. And let that outer skin of the pierogi kind of get a little bit more done than what the boiling did. But look at that, you guys. Let's separate that one. I never thought of pierogies being anything other than a side dish, so doing this, I think, is pretty darn cool. And it's got some of my favorite things in there. Peas. I love kielbasa, and I love onions. And I think, really, it does look like a full dish. Gotta feed 3 people, and I think it'll do just that. A good thing Tom doesn't need leftovers for work tomorrow, right? So, we'll just let this keep heating up a little bit. Get everything covered up in that butter. and make it nice and tasty. Oh, hi, Tom.
Hello.
So tonight's your night to try pierogies.
Yep, never had them before. This
There's
is a
what it
pierogi.
looks like.
Is that what that is?
Doesn't that dinner look great and colorful?
Oh, that's good. I like it.
I know when I bought it, you're like, what are you going to do with that? What are those?
What are those things? Yeah.
What do you think?
Well,
I added peas to it because it was supposed to be just sausage, onions, butter, and pierogies, but I thought it'd be nice to make a whole dish.
mm-hmm.
What do you think, Jack?
Everything's real good.
Ta-da! So now pierogies not just a side dish anymore. What do you think?
Delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Cool beans. All right, you guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
Bye, Jack.
Bye.
You guys have a wonderful night.